I was once asked, what makes Ayurveda energy medicine? I thought it was a really good question because that word energy can mean so many different things to so many different people. And let's be honest, a lot of times people use that as a way of writing off an entire system. Oh, it's energy medicine. Oh, okay. Like, come on, let's get real. Let's get scientific or something like that. But there's actually a lot behind that. Ayurveda is considered a system of medicine that uses quote unquote these energies because not only is it based in the physical realities of the interplays of substances, but it also acknowledges and integrates and heavily uses the fundamental idea that consciousness is involved in healing. What does that mean? What it means is that we have these elements. Anyone who studied Ayurveda will be familiar with them. You have the Akash, which is ether. You have Vayu, which is air. You have Agni, which is fire. You have Jala, which is water, and you have Prithvi, which is earth. So you have those five elements, and then the next, usually, if you're talking to a skeptic, they're going to say something like, "What do you mean? There's no fire in the body? There's no earth, literally, like we think of earth in the body. Sure, there's water, air. That's a stretch, and okay, Akash maybe, but I don't get it." The important thing there is that those elements are not descriptors of like a literal fire. They're descriptors of certain qualities. Ayurveda is a healing practice that deals with the qualities of nature. And there are 10 basic pairs of opposites of those qualities. So you have dry, or you have oily, you have heavy, or you have light, you have subtle, you have gross, you have static, you have mobile, and so on. And those qualities exist in many, many, many different forms and can interact with each other. So if there's something dry and you add something moist to it, then depending on the natures of the objects, that moisture, that object will possess new qualities, let's say. So it won't be the dry object won't be what it was when it started, and the moist object won't be what it was when it started. Once they combine, they become something that expresses new qualities and ideally a balance between the two. And so this is happening on so many levels all throughout nature all the time, and especially in our bodies. So Ayurveda is about how it all happens in our body and that extremely nuanced and sophisticated dance of the qualities within our system and how to affect those qualities within our system. So when we talk about energy, we're talking about those qualities. How do we affect those qualities? And not only that, we can take them to their more subtle layers. So we often use things as poetic descriptors of more psyche-based experiences, like my mind is hungry for knowledge. That's a way of describing that when I take in certain information, I consume it as though I'm consuming something like food, like gross matter. That's all going to go down to qualities. And actually, Ayurveda would say, yes, that is what happens, that you actually have to digest your perceptions in the same way you have to digest food. And what are the qualities of those perceptions? So if you go and see a horror movie, that's going to have very different qualities than you go and see a romantic comedy. The overall experience is going to possess an entirely different energy. And that's going to impact our physiology. Now, how does that impact our physiology? That's a topic for another video. But basically, it all happens through our nervous system. There's a huge nerve called the vagus nerve that connects our sense organs to our vital organs and is the fabled mind-body connection. And a lot of that happens through that. And then our body alters its function based on our perceptions. And that's, of course, going to alter the qualities that get generated or the qualities that get expressed. Because if we change the function, we can change the form. And if we can change the form, we could change the qualities and vice versa. That's a two-way street. So that, in short, is why Ayurveda is considered an energetic healing system.